Yo, nation, what's good in Mr. Rogers Raider Hood? Welcome to another episode of Raiders Unleashed. I'm your host, Raiders Rebel, if you didn't know. So, we got a lot of shit to get into. We have some players that were released, some players that were signed. And if you ain't subscribed to the channel, what the hell are you waiting for, man? I've told you the guys that were going to be released, the guys that were going to be signed, the guys that weren't going to be on this team no more. So let's get into it. Raiders Unleashed, baby.
Why do they doubt the kid?
Artlist.io.
I got a low tolerance, cause they don't even know what the problem is. It's me. You waiting on the boy to fail, now hold your breath and face your death. Cause you play a roulette with each step. I progress, no less. Go ahead and place your bets. Cause we know where we at, we know we top tier. Cause all the hate that you bring, we know it stops here. I'm taking off like a rocketeer and stopping here.
Music licensing reimagined.
We gon' always win. Promise that that's not a promise, yeah, that is a threat. You know that I promise to bring the team commas. When the whole team win, that's when you flex. Win, and I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma
Artlist.io.
always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. We already know that we the coldest. Watch me heat it up, let me focus. I'm going toe to toe with foes. I know they notice. I kick in doors, they only hope for closing. Why? Cause they know I go again. And when they get it dry, I'm the one that can make it flow again. Talk to me nice, my team they ready to go again.
Music licensing reimagined.
We don't talk, better know the grind, gon' match my walk. I'm a cheat code, I don't take no loss. Making no sense, run up the scope, cause all I do is win. And I'ma do it again. Watch me win, then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look,
Artlist.io.
win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I'm winning again and again, and it's all on repeat. I'ma just sit at the top cause I'm running it, dog. Homie, I don't know defeat. Had to get back on the phone. I told them don't play with my name cause I know that it rings. They want my spot at the top with I'ma always win.
Raiders, what's good? Shout out to the people in the building rocking with me. Man, I gotta do better. I gotta get more people in this, waiting for this live to start. But shout out to the ones that were unleashing addiction. My guy Jason Childress, what's good, man? So the Las Vegas Raiders have been making moves. Let's just get into it. Let's pull it up on the screen so everybody can see, or the two people in here can see. Let's talk about it. So, the Raiders have signed linebacker Jalen Smith, defensive end. Now, if you've seen the title, 5 players to watch out for. This was my main guy right here. Jafari Harvey, bro, defensive end. This kid is special in my opinion. The man is a monster. He's not the fastest, but he's one of the biggest, strongest dudes out there. Has crazy power. Get off the line. I think this dude is special. This is one dude that y'all should really pay attention to. If you missed the live last night, go back and check it out. I was talking about my guy Jafari Harvey. You know, a player to watch. There's a reason that they signed this kid. You know, he was just brought in on the rookie mini camp, which they brought in a lot of players. We'll get into that. But yeah, he was, was standing out, right? That's all you got to do when it comes to the practices. When you get your opportunity, is shine, man. So Jafari Harvey, a name to watch. Also, wide receiver Keaton Jackson Jr. was signed. Wide receiver Keyshawn Smith, linebacker Wesley Steiner, and safety Jonathan Sutherland. Waived. Man, everybody on this list, I've been telling you for the last probably week, wasn't going to make this roster. Now, if you ain't subscribed to the channel again, man, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the channel. But here we go. Waived. Now this dude, I'm not even gonna lie, Dominic Boyd, I had no idea was even on the roster. I didn't see him on any of the roster names. Maybe I was just, flew over it, wasn't paying attention. Highly doubt it. So again, maybe I missed it, but Dominic Boyd waived. Amari Burney, man, thank you for the 4 years of trying, bro. But I said last night, and I've said it and said it and said it. If you ain't the first one to practice, if you ain't giving it 150%, not 10, 150%, because this roster is deep. Say what you want to. I know it's a bunch of youngsters, but the roster is deep. So, yeah, Amari Burney, no longer with the team. Matthew Butler, try to tell y'all, no longer with the team. Tyreek McAllister, no longer with the team. Linebacker Brandon Smith, no longer with the team. And also released Christian Wilkerson. So, we've been saying on this channel for the last, since Pete Carroll got hired, a lot of these guys in the locker room that, slid on the roster because of depth issues, because we didn't have a lot of competition, aren't going to make these roster spots anymore. It's all about competition in this, on this roster. So, man, if you ain't in it to win it, shit, you ain't in it. So, shout out for the Raiders, for signing those dudes. Get into this also. So the Raiders have also signed 15 UDFA free agents. I'm not gonna pull it up. We'll just read through them. Tank Booker, defensive tackle, 6'3", 347 pounds of solid man right there, bro. SMU, at a college, SMU, hometown, Cincinnati, Ohio. A plug on the, a dude that could probably play pure nose tackle if we go, 5 defensive linemen. Would be nasty in a couple sets, couple packages. I'd love to see, in short yardage. I think we have the defensive line to do that now. All these guys, can get to the quarterback. They're damn good tacklers. With Adam Butler being out there, on the starting role more, look for a lot of these guys, a lot more guys on this defensive line that have been here to probably not be here. And I'm not going to name names, but we know who they are, right? We know who they are. Dominic Boyd, a tackle from Georgia Southern, 6'3", 309 pounds. Not very impressive for a tackle, right? My boy, Pig Suey, Razorbacks. Let's go. Hudson Clark. I told y'all this kid was going to be signed, and don't be surprised if he makes the roster. There's a lot Hudson Clark can do. Not the biggest dude, 6 foot, 194, Arkansas, of course, hometown Dallas, Texas. Played 5 years with the Razorbacks, 2 different coaches. The kid's a baller, right? The kid's a baller. Shout out Unleashing Addiction for the $2 Hey You. What's good? What's good with the little dancing? What is that? Pee-pee? Teardrop? I don't know. But shout out to you. Appreciate it. Means the world. Thanks for the support. Where was I? Oh, yeah, my boy Hudson Clark. Woo! 6 foot, 194. Like I said, not the biggest cat. But the dude can tackle. He's aggressive. He has a knack for the ball. I've seen him take some interceptions away from receivers that look like they had the ball in their hands. So the dude's he's got that dog in him, right? He doesn't look like it. He looks like some of that, one of those kids you let take your daughter out and wouldn't be mad if she was, 30 minutes or an hour late. That's kind of Hudson Clark. But on the field, totally different kid. So shout out to my boy Hudson Clark. Man, I hope he makes this roster. I'm live. Parker Clement, tackle out of Virginia Tech, 6'6", 295 pounds. Again, not a big guy. We'll see where he stands on the roster, but we need depth. I think I pretty much already know who the offensive line is going to be. We'll break that down tomorrow. Again, way too early roster spots. We did it last week. A couple of those guys that were cut, you know, got cut that I said we're going to be cut. So we'll break that down. We'll get into that. Also, tight end. And I know you can say we don't need a tight end, right? We have a first round and a second round pick at tight end, but you can never have too many bodies, especially if these cats can play fullback, play special teams. Pat Conroy, 6'2", 240 pounds out of Old Dominion. Another name on this 5 players to watch list, Mello Dotson. Not the biggest dude, 6 foot, 192, corner out of Kansas. You know, the kids from Florida got that dog in them. It's wild out there in them streets in Florida, I promise you. But the kid is special, right? Could play special teams. I don't have no comp, but he, you know, reminds me of kind of what a Meek Robinson was for the Raiders, right? We need that dude back. The smaller guy, you know, that has the speed that can keep up with these guys on the inside. Not every down, doesn't have to be every down, just package deals, however you want to use them. But I could really see this kid, you know, making this roster. Again, he's already signed, but signing don't mean shit. You still got to make the roster. There's 91 in camp, but it only comes down to 53. So when it starts narrowing down, if you're not standing out, you're not going to be on this team. Another kid, Zachary Franklin, 6'1" out of Illinois. A kid that, you know, could probably play special teams. Definitely a slot receiver. But I think this wide receiver room is stacked. If you're keeping 6 or 7 wide receivers, that's a lot. And tomorrow we'll break it down. How many we kept last year, because I can't remember. I'm old off the top of my head. But we'll break it down tomorrow. Shit, maybe even tonight. I don't know. I was early. Didn't have to do shit today, so I might be back on later tonight with some guests. Make sure you like, subscribe, so you can be notified. Turn on them notifications, yo. If you haven't already, hit them noties. Tickle the noti. It likes to be turned on. So, oh shit, what'd I do? Go back. I didn't mean to do that. Damn it. All right, that's fine. Whew. All right, next up on the list, we have Jared Hufford, center, 6'3", 322 pounds, bro. That's kind of one of the, I think, up there with one of the biggest linemen. You know, some of our biggest cats are in the 320s. I don't think we have too many over that. Ohio State guy. Ohio State has some dogs, right? They had some receivers, corners, safeties. I think every position you could think of, they had a cat coming out. Shout out to my guy, Raider Ryan. What's good? Thank you for being a member. You know, Ohio State had a damn good team last year, and they had a lot of prospects coming out. Not all, you know, were drafted. I don't know where this guy's going to fit in at center. I think we already have our 2 centers. I'm pretty damn well positive we have our 2 centers. We know who the first one is. It's JPJ. And I'm telling you, the second one is not going anywhere. And Will Putnam, this man is going to be on the field. He's going to get grass time. Don't know where, but remember that name. I keep telling y'all. He's going to keep earning this spot, and his time will come. John Humphreys, corner at a USC. Another kid that can make a splash. You know, if you could go out there in camp and show that you can get some of these balls and create turnovers. Bro, there's nobody in here. I'm not blocking you. Just don't say the N-word and you straight. You can talk all the shit you want in my channel, bro. I don't have soft skin. I don't get offended. Just don't talk shit to nobody else. But I dig you in the channel, bro. I like conversating. I'm just saying. So, I won't block you. My mods won't block you. I don't think I have any mods in here. Some of the mods, I will say, are a little quick on the trigger finger, and I might have to have a talk with some of them because, like I said, unless you're being just blatantly disrespectful, bro, you're never gonna be blocked in my channel. ever. So where was I? Oh, Mr. Humphreys at a USC. You know, another guy with the length. You don't even have to keep it PG. Just don't, as long as you're not attacking nobody. Shit, we straight, my guy. We straight. Um, yeah. So Mr. Humphreys, he fits that prototype, right, for a Pete Carroll corner. 6'2", 193. All these dudes we're bringing in, whether it's corner, whether it's safety, whether it's linebacker, all these dudes are giant, bro. Like, I mean, I guess 6'3" is not giant, but when it comes to corner or safety, bro, that's big, right? Those are big cats. So, the competition, man. That's what I'm talking about. The depth. The biggest problem the Raiders have had is depth, bro. It's all about depth. If somebody goes down, if somebody gets hurt and has to come out because he's been, playing too much. If somebody gets sick, has the fucking flu, or, has a cold, whatever it is. If you miss a game because of the flu or the cold, bro, I'm just saying. That's another story for another time. But, you got to have, the fall off can't be, from here to the floor. It's got to be a couple notches, right? We're not talking feet. We're talking a couple notches from the man behind him. Pause if necessary. But depth, bro. Depth is key. It's key to winning championships. It's key to making playoffs. It's key to being consistent, to be a consistent organization, year in and year out. It makes a huge difference. So if you got guys constantly battling for a spot, it makes everybody better. And that was the problem with Derek Carr. I'm not going to lie. Again, shout out to Derek Carr. If you missed the live last night, I think it was pretty fulfilling and, educational, in my opinion. We broke down all the top 15 quarterbacks in the NFL. I gave you my list of the Mount Rushmore top 4. And if you haven't checked it out, go check it out, bro. It's pretty surprising. Might surprise some people. Matt Jones, linebacker out of Baylor. 6'2", 236. I kind of like this kid, man. I'm not sure what number he was out there in the practice, but it looked like most of the linebackers out there had damn good footwork, had pretty quick, get off from the snap. They're all pretty damn big, 6'2", 240, 250, some of these cats. And then we got guys like Amari Gaynor, who I keep telling you, watch out. If this kid doesn't take this job, I'm going to be very surprised. The third guy on my must-watch list for this roster and camp is none other than Ja Joyner, man. This dude out of Minnesota, 6'4", 262, is a healthy Tyree Wilson with better get off. Probably close to up there in strength, a little bit more speed, a little bit better technique, I think. So a guy that's going to push Tyree Wilson, to the brink of destruction. This man. And I don't know what number he was out there, but I will say this. I didn't have time to pull up the film. Vegas Sports Today, y'all go check them out. I had permission from them to show film. So later on tonight, if I do go live, it's not making any promises. Anything could happen in my life. But if I do go live tonight, we'll break down some of the standouts from camp, right? Some of the videos, some of these guys. But if y'all know who number 13 is, please let me know in the chat, because I got to know who the hell this dude is, bro. Number 13 out there with the dreadlocks was absolutely murdering it. Every time I seen any part of film, he was in the background, he was in the front. It doesn't matter. I don't know if the dude's a wide receiver. I don't know if he's what he is. I have no idea. if it was Jalen Smith that's been working out with us, because he kind of looked like Jalen Smith. Also a guy that was signed, former Raider, played in a couple games, was released. We have brought back Jalen Smith from the Cowboys. Kind of looked like him a little bit. I don't know. But number 13 out there, sign this dude. He was the fastest guy out there. Go back and watch film of him tackling the bags. I think it was Vegas Sports Today, like I said. Man, this guy blew by his guy, hit the bag so hard, he rolled around like 6 times doing somersaults with that shit. That's the type of players we want on this team. That's the type of players we need on this team. Is dogs. So Ja Joyner is definitely, in my opinion, gonna make this roster. I don't know who's gonna not make the roster, but we've already made room for guys like Ja, right? The guys that I've talked about that we released, Matthew Butler, Amari Burn, Matthew Burn, whatever the fuck, Matthew Butler, you know what I mean? Can't even talk no more. Tavian May, defensive tackle, another dude, gigantic, bro, 6'4", 277, out of Baylor, Hawaiian kid. Obviously, you can tell by the name. Another guy that's gonna come in here and push these kids in camp, right? There's a reason they signed him right away after 2-day mini camp. They're like, holy shit, let's not let this cat leave the building, right? Let's give him every opportunity that we can possibly give him. So yeah, these cats, man, I like the signings. Next up is Carter Runyon. Carter Runyon is 6'4", 243-pound tight end who I think has a chance to make the roster, really make the roster. Now, a lot of special teams, more package deals, kind of as a fullback, and I think he's gonna, battle for JJ Pigas for that fullback spot. Like, the dude played a lot of fullback in college. At 6'4", 243, come on, man, you're moving bodies. That's a lineman out there. So yeah, definitely moving bodies, in my opinion. Another guy that's just gonna push everybody on this squad in camp. Like, you're gonna push these guys to the brink. And we seen Pete Carroll and what these coaches were out there doing in rookie mini camp. These guys were going 120 miles per hour nonstop all day long. And while we're on the subject, I heard a rumor, which I love, absolutely fucking love. There's a rumor that Pete Carroll has announced, if you're a reporter on the Raiders and you're filming, you're recording, doing whatever, if you're out there on the grass, they catch you sitting down, you're out. You're out, bro. Booted, your card pulled, not allowed back in practices. So, for any of y'all watch my channel that are reporters and y'all didn't get the memo, keep your ass off the grass. I'm telling you, keep your ass off the grass, or you will not be in the building. You will not be getting Raider content. So, man, they working everybody, absolutely working everybody. Next up, corner Grady Vance at a USC, 5'9", 182. Not the biggest guy, kind of, again, a Meek Robinson type, small, feisty, good hips, guy that can recover, good ball awareness. I just feel like this roster room is deeper than people think, and I think it's pretty much set. Now, there could be some guys, of course, that come in when camp starts, that make a splash. And if you make a splash and you got people watching you, there's definitely a damn good sign you can make this roster, right? Because we're going for the best players, guys that want to win, guys that are happy to come to work, guys that want to be here, guys that want to wear that silver and black, want to rep the shield. Those are the guys I feel that are going to be in the locker room. And I feel like we have a whole lot of those guys in the building. Last but not least, Jalen Walker. Now I know everybody hopes it was the Jalen Walker out of Georgia, but it's not. It's not. It's another Jalen Walker. He also plays linebacker, 6 foot, 219, out of Indiana, hometown Richmond, Virginia. I like this kid too. I like this kid a lot. Now, 6 foot, 219. Damn, that's gonna be hard to play linebacker in the NFL, in my opinion. But if you can pack on 15 pounds, which is gonna be hard to do in a couple months, but if you can pack on 15 pounds really, really quick and not lose any speed, you definitely have a chance to make this roster, in my opinion. What else we got in here? Chargers versus Raiders used to mean something. I mean, I don't know about you, unless you're saying our Raiders are ass, but it still means something to me. It will always mean something to me, no matter how shitty we are, no matter how shitty you are. Every division game means something to this Raiders fan right here. I don't care. Like I said, it don't make a fuck if we're 4-13, if we're 16-1, if we're 15-2, bro. It don't matter. Every division game to me is the world. It starts in a division. If you can't win your division, teams that you play that better than any other team that you play twice a year, if you can't come out with at least a 500 record in your division, your chances of making the playoffs are slim to none. Very, very slim to none. So for me, it means something, bro. It always means something. We just trying to get it back. Hell yeah, dude. Like, shit, you can come on this channel every game day. I'll be live, same people probably be in here. We're slowly trying to grow the channel. I guess consistency is the key. It's mostly all my fault, I'm gonna say. Shit, maybe it's not, I don't know. But yeah, man, I love the rivalry. I love the competition. I love the shit talk. I love having Charger fans in here that we can talk shit and, not get butt hurt, not have to boot. Some Raider fans just take shit personally. Some Raider pages aren't like you, Holmes. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Do that thing. Shout out. I just love the Chargers, and our rivals. We compete with each other, right? It's the same with camp, bro. And, on the team, if we're not competing, shit, what are we doing? What are we doing? I'm competing with every content creator out there. Now, I know I might be last on the totem pole on the roster, but shit, it ain't gonna be that way for long. I just gotta get my shit together and be more consistent. But yeah, man, I love competition. I love the back and forth between Charger fans, Kansas City fans, Bronco fans in the chat all the time. Like, all of them are more than welcome. Like I said, as long as you're not calling people out, by their name or calling people stupid shit, then shit, I'm all good with it. Big trust, hell yeah. All the other Raiders be deleting Charger comments and hiding your face. What? The Musa? Oh, much respect, I think. Yeah. Shout out, man. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do over here. Like, no discrimination. Doesn't matter color, doesn't matter team. Shit, we welcome all fans. The more the merrier. Like, how do you think all these other channels grow and shit? They don't just talk about Raiders, which, I mean, I just talk about Raider content because, shit, that's what I do. That's what I love. I ain't talking about nothing else. But if other subjects come up, shit, I ain't fucked up to talk about it. And I ain't fucked up to go back and forth, and bullshit with a Chargers fan or Raiders fan. Like, I know it's a rival. We all hate each other, but shit, don't mean we can't talk shit in the chat and keep it respectful. I'm gonna bring all the Raiders to your page. Better place. Shout out, my guy. I appreciate it. Hell yeah. So, hell yeah, man. But yeah, so that's where we're at on signings. That's where we're at on releases. Did I have anything else to talk about? on that, I think we're good. But yeah, let me know. Let me know in the chat where y'all stand. Do you like the signings? Is there anybody in camp that you wish we would have signed that we didn't sign? You know, let me know. One guy that I want to talk about. Wait, hold up. I have another list over here somewhere. Give me 2 seconds. Hondo dropping a video about Aiden O'Connell, huh? It better be he's taking a starting job. Fucker. Where are we at? Alright, I gotta find this. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, here we go. Make sure I didn't miss any names on my top 5. Oh, I did. So another guy I wanted to talk about, but I don't believe he's here, is Kendall Paul. I think he was signed with Carolina or something. I do believe that was one thing I did forget to do, was to do my homework before I came on, because I talked about it last night. I was going to bring him up, but I couldn't remember. And I didn't do my homework. I didn't write it down, didn't take notes. So Kendall Paul, man, if he didn't get picked up and he is in camp, this kid's making the roster, bro. This kid is absolutely freakishly fast. He's a damn turbo jet on the field. And I dig the shit out of this kid. Now, if he did get signed to another team, that sucks. But wherever he goes, Kendall Paul's gonna make a roster, man. That may be a disadvantage when it comes to size, but he is not a disadvantage when it comes to speed, recovery, tackling. The dude's an absolute freaking dog. Jafari Harvey, we talked about that. Zakari Franklin, another kid that I think, has a chance to make a team on special teams. But another cat, which this is probably a far, far, far out fetched take. Callahan Griffin, running back out of Lamar. Go watch film on this kid. I would not be surprised if all the previous running backs on this roster, except for maybe Labe, because he was a 6th round pick and he still got that rookie deal contract and he can play special teams, punt return, kick return. And that's probably the only reason so far, because we haven't seen anything on the field but a fumble. Never got another chance, which, it was bullshit. But Kalon Griffin, bro, out of Lamar, this kid is nasty. He's built similar to a guy we just drafted at number 6 in Ashton Genty, man. Has low center gravity, has great contact balance. I don't know about the vision, obviously. From what I've seen on film, just highlights, no all 22, didn't watch no whole games or no shit like that for Lamar. Since I couldn't do that. But from what I've seen, the kid is a dog with the football in his hand, man. This kid is special. He's not the fastest dude in the world, but he has good vision and he runs up the middle. Mainly, A gap, B gap, is where this dude eats. So we don't really have a guy like that on our roster to speak of. Raheem Mostert is not really that dude. In short line, goal line situations, red zone situations, short yardage situations, has never really been that cat. Now, Ashton Genty, definitely. I mean, come on. In goal line situations, shit, every time he touches the ball has a chance to score. But, for a guy that's small, not a huge guy, to be, kind of that thunder to our lightning kind of power back, Isaiah Rutherford, man, this kid is special. Very, very special. I'm sorry, not Rutherford. Griffin. Kid is very, very special. Has a whole lot of talent. And like I said, I would not be surprised if he finds a spot. Now it's probably going to be practice squad because you got to have running backs in the practice squad, right? And this would be a damn good kid on the practice squad for our first team defense to be going against. You know, he's twitchy, he's strong up the middle, he gets skinny through the holes. I think the kid, you know, would definitely be a damn good spot on this roster. So yeah, that's what we got for that. Let me know how y'all feeling about that. Who else do you think could possibly be cut? Let me know in the chat. Like, who else gets the boot on this roster? Because the way it's been going and what we've, you know, who we've waived and released so far, to me, paints a picture, right? It paints a very vivid picture. Just like 3 weeks ago when I said, Tony Chef, what's good? Appreciate you rocking with me at work. You know, just like a couple weeks ago when I said the Raiders were painting a very, very vivid picture with the type of players they brought in free agency. They continued to paint that same very vivid picture with the guys they brought in free agency. I mean, I just said that, sorry. In the draft, you know, 11 guys. All these guys are going to contribute to this roster one way or another. It might not all be the first year, but they're all developmental guys that have the potential to develop to their ceiling. And their ceiling is high. All of these guys have very, very, very high ceilings. Again, the competitiveness. So that picture is still being painted. And I said then, don't be surprised if most of the guys that were on this roster for 3 years, 4 years, that have never got that burn or never stepped up to their potential are not here anymore, bro. Just, and we've seen it with Bernie, right? We just seen it with Amari Bernie. We've seen it with Matthew Butler. We've seen it with Christian Wilkerson. So 3 years seems to be the limit that these guys are willing to wait for you to, you know, to show flashes, to take that next step, to show that you can be that guy. And we have a guy that was drafted 7th overall, Tyree Wilson, who I said, and I'm going to keep saying, I think this could be his breakout year. Now, it's not going to be a 10-sack season. He's going to be 5th or 6th on this depth chart. Again, 5th or 6th on the depth chart, you're not getting enough snaps. You're not getting enough burn to prove you can be that guy. You can't get in a rhythm. You're in and out, you know, in for one play, out for 20, in for one play, out for 15. You can't get in a rhythm like that. Nobody can be the pick they're supposed to be or prove that they were, that it was a good value to pick them at that pick if they're not getting the burn. But on the other hand, if you're not getting the burn, that's got to be on you. You're picked 7th overall in the first round. You have to be better than everybody on the field from where you were picked. And if you're not, I'm sorry, Tyree Wilson. If you're not in camp, bro, I could see him being next on the list. Like we just said, Jafari Harvey, Ja Joyner. These cats are looking for a roster spot. They definitely want to wear the silver and black. They haven't had 4 years to get it right. They just have camp, but they're already doing the right things. They're already showing up. They're already competing. And that's what it takes to get seen, right? Be the first one in the building. You're supposed to be there at 6 o'clock. Shit, be there at 5:45, working out, stretching, you know, follow Max Crosby. Follow Aiden O'Connell's regime. Follow these cats that are always the first ones in the building and the last ones to leave. Geno Smith, I'm sure is going to be, you know, that sea captain veteran dude that is already showing, you know, taking the bull by the horns. I'm the first, you know, I'm putting in the work. I'm putting in the grind. You can't be the best without grinding. So shout out to Pete Carroll again. Shout out to Spy Tech. Shout out to Tom Brady, whether he did or didn't have anything to do with the NFL draft. I don't know why this is a subject. I don't know why this has been a topic. Who the fuck cares, bro, what Tom Brady does? It's Tom Brady. He's the GOAT. If he wants to not draft Shedeur Sanders because whatever reason, that's fine. If he wants to make a phone call and say, hey, draft Cam Miller after Shedeur's off the board, hey, that's fine. Maybe he thought, you know, from what he heard in the NFL, Shedeur was going to make it to the 6th round or the 7th round. Maybe Cleveland just jumped in there and said, all right, we can't let this kid fall any farther, and snatched up on the dude. But for this Skip Bayless shit to just keep going on and on about Tom Brady did this, he should have did this, that dude needs to shut the hell up, bro. Shut the hell up. What's good, Fuzz357? Appreciate you. Shout out. So yeah, you know, all these dudes talking shit on Tom Brady, and I'm not gonna sit up here and lie, bro. I'm not the biggest Tom Brady fan. Like, is it obvious? Is it obvious? The Tuck rule still hurts. It still rubs me the wrong way, and nobody likes being rubbed the wrong way. But it's the past. You got to move on. You got to let shit go, and I'll accept that. But to constantly, you know, make it like Tom Brady is the reason Shedeur Sanders got picked where he did is absolutely crazy to me. Just crazy, right? I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. The NFL and these owners want to win. They don't even like each other. Have you seen inside an NFL owners meeting? Like, come on. Have you heard these guys talk about each other? It's a competition. It's like an offensive lineman and a defensive end going together, you know, going against each other every single day, every second of the day, nonstop, trying to be the best. So if you think these kids decided not to draft Shedeur because they all got together and was like, okay, let's teach this kid a lesson, that is the craziest, trashiest take I've ever heard on my life, bro. Like, whether it was his attitude, you know, whether they thought that's where he should be, whatever it was, none of that matters anymore. The kid has an opportunity to go out and prove to himself, like he said, nobody else, prove to himself, which I don't know what you got to prove to yourself. That doesn't make no sense to me. One thing about this, I'm going to say it didn't make sense. Shedeur said he's got nothing to prove to anybody but himself. But on the other hand, he thinks he's the greatest quarterback to ever walk the face of the earth. What do you have to prove to yourself? Fucking, what do you got to prove? You have nothing to prove if you believe you're already the best. To me, I mean, what do you got to prove to yourself? So, I don't know. But the dude has the shot, you know, to be that man. I've seen guys with, again, the craziest, trashiest takes I've seen in my life. The dude threw a 10-yard flipping pass to Quinshon Judkins, and they're like, oh, Shedeur's got the winning. Shedeur's the best quarterback out here. He's going to be the starter. Just give him the job now. Come on, man. I've heard Cat say Shedeur had the best camp out there. He threw for 5 touchdowns, 347 yards. What the fuck are you talking about? It's rookie mini camp. You're keeping track of stats? Like, so the takes on this dude is wild, and it's going to be a fun year, but it's also going to be a shitty year having to hear about the same shit over and over and over again. But the competition is fun to watch. It's fun to watch. Dylan Gabriel is battling his ass off out there. Shedeur is battling his ass off out there. You know, competition brings the best out in everybody. And like I said, Shedeur is in the best spot. You got competition with a rookie, and then competition with a failed first round pick and Kenny Pickett, which everybody, I'm sure, on the planet knows that was probably his last starting gig was in Pittsburgh. Like, you're pretty much going to be a backup unless the dude in front of you gets hurt, in my opinion. Now, I could be just being a little rough on Kenny Pickett, but that's the way I seen it. That's the way I seen it in the draft.
We're going to Walmart. We're trying to get some
Yeah, I'll probably go with you. Um, JPGA second man in the building. Bacon and hash browns on his breath. Shit, bacon, hash browns, pancakes, sausage. I'm sure that dude eats a whole buffet for breakfast. Like, you seen the size of that man? Um, and yeah, that's damn good. Second in the building. Second in the building. Shit, we heard, for the last 2 years, it was AOC trying to be that guy. First in the building, last one to leave. I had Woo Governor. If y'all didn't check out if y'all missed the interview last year, go check out Woo Governor. I had Woo Governor on the show. He said the biggest competition in the building last year was being the first one in the building. Between Max Crosby, Max Crosby, always being the first one in the building. Aiden O'Connell started out that way. I don't know if he's still, the first one in the building. But Woo Governor said, bro, he was getting up at like 3:30 in the morning to make it there at like 4:30, 5 o'clock or some shit in camp last year, which I don't know how that kid didn't make the team, bro. If you're putting in that kind of effort, it's got to be something else. But yeah, the competition is wild. And now you got JPJ, who Max Crosby has taken under his wing, working out with, nonstop daily. First one's in the building, last one's to leave. JPJ is going to be special. We already know that. But the work he's putting in just makes it 100 times better, in my opinion. Like, the kid was already one of the best offensive linemen on our squad. And he's out there working harder than everybody in the building. Everybody. Defensive linemen, running backs, receivers. Like, this dude is grinding his ass off. Lead by example, right? Lead by example. I hope the rest of the offensive line, follows JPJ. If you want a blueprint to follow of a rookie to come in and play right away in the NFL, follow JPJ. Like, the kid was even hurt. Missed rookie mini camps last year. Didn't participate in most of the practices. But as soon as he was healthy, the kid came in and took the job. And that's what I expect from a lot of these young cats. Follow this dude. Get with him. Follow him everywhere he goes in the building. Watch his routine. See what he's doing. See how he works on the field. And if we got 10 offensive linemen like that in the building, I don't care how much the offensive line is paid, bro. I know we're the 28th highest paid offensive line in the NFL. None of that shit matters. What matters is what's inside in your chest. Say it with your chest. If you have that heart, bro, this team is going to be special. It's going to be special. My guy Fudge says, you're right. At this point, Shador is not thinking about the Raiders, right? He shouldn't be thinking about the Raiders. He shouldn't be thinking about anybody. He should be thinking about Dylan Gabriel and the dude he was talking trash on, the 39-year-old in front of him. That's probably going to be the starter. That's the funniest shit, dude. The kid made a mistake, man. He made a mistake. And it was talking shit on the veteran. Now, he didn't talk too much shit, but he's on film telling his daddy, they still haven't picked me. They got Joe Flacco. They have Kenny Pickett as his backup. Why have they not picked me? And then you get picked by that team, and you have to go show these dudes. Damn. I ain't talking about it. I'm about to be about it. So, from what I've seen, some of the passes, and I watched every Shador pass. It's out there. I don't know who put it out. Probably should have shouted him out, but somebody took the time to put out every Shador pass in rookie minicamp. I wasn't wild, bro. I was not odd. I didn't see anything special. I seen a kid that got picked probably somewhere around where he should have got picked. Now, 5th round, for the quarterbacks in this draft, I'm not gonna lie, that was far. That was far. But if you go watch film out there, bro, watch his footwork. The bad plays, the sacks is what everybody was worried about. That was the main concern. Holds the ball too long, tries to do too much, try to play hero ball. You know what my main concern is? This shit. Every time you throw the ball. And if you don't believe me, go watch film on Shedeur Sanders. For anybody that's ever going to go against Shedeur Sanders, linebacker, corner, safety, don't watch his throwing hand. Just watch his other hand. He tells you every single time the kid's going to throw the ball. He's going to have to get away from that. You're going to have to, you can't let people know when you're throwing the ball. And it's not like he doesn't do it when he's faking. He does it before his release. And it's a very, very telling sign. So that's going to have to be fixed. Dylan Gabriel, undersized, threw an interception. Not good. You can't go in rookie minicamp, making mistakes, throwing interceptions. So that is probably going to be a little bit of a setback, but hopefully it lights a fire under that kid and makes him better. I think the Cleveland quarterback room camp battle is going to be one to watch, kind of like last year with Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew, which really wasn't much of a battle. Come on. We all know who won that shit. But Joe Flacco at 39 years old can still throw the ball 80 yards down the field. He's a veteran that's seen every defense and every defensive scheme possibly known to man. Like, you couldn't even make one up with AI that he probably hasn't seen. So this dude, pre-snap read is nasty. He come off the couch 2 years ago, played his ass off after sitting on the couch at 49. If they think that this Joe Flacco is just going to come in and lay down and you're going to hand one of these rookies the job, I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. So enough about Cleveland. Let's talk about camp standouts. Somebody who really, really, really has been standing out is our 6th overall pick, Ashton Jeanty. Now, I guess most people would expect Ashton Jeanty to be the standout in camp, to be that guy, because all eyes are on him. But this man, spin move, his wiggle, his footwork, his low center gravity, he's going to be a nightmare. And it might be even more of a nightmare than I ever imagined in the NFL. Like, I thought the dude was going to be good. But damn, I can't wait till camp, man. Start the season. Let's get rocking. What do I think about Jalen Smith signing? I think it's a body that we need. It's a body to push guys. He had a horrible, horrible knee injury, I believe, in college. I think. Yeah. He played for the Raiders, I do believe. Was it last year or the year before? I think the year before. Not last year. The year before. He played in a couple snaps in a Giants game and then was waived. I don't really know much about it. I'm not going to lie. I haven't watched much film. I know he was signed. I did a short yesterday to bring it up. He has a chance. There's no, standout linebacker in this squad. Now, I know Landon Roberts. I know Devin, Devin Smith. we're talking a 27-year-old and a 31-year-old. So there's a chance, bro. There's a chance. There's a chance to come in and compete. Pete Carroll definitely believes in, you know, giving guys that whatever second chance, third chance, fourth chance opportunity. I mean, damn, I think we signed an offensive lineman from Penn State that hadn't played in 5 years in the NFL. I don't know what the dude's been doing. So, I like the Jalen Smith signing. I like it. I think he's a guy, you know, if he can just show he can cover in camp, you make this roster, right? You're definitely going to be in there on third downs, if anything, right? We have very, very, very limited coverage skills when it comes to linebacker. Now, Amari Gaynor, he's got to step up and be that guy, because right now, I think he's the fastest linebacker on the squad. He's definitely the best in pass coverage. Now, he's got a lot to learn. He was a UDFA. Didn't get much burn last year. Hopefully, he gets a lot much more in preseason. So, yeah, Jalen Smith, you know, another one of those sneaky signings that could be a guy that comes in and surprises a lot of people and contributes on this roster. Because the competition it's not very deep. I mean, it's not very deep at all. We have Lindenberg that we just signed the 7th round. Eichenberg, they just got rid of Amari Burney. Matthew Butler. So, yeah, I mean, you got to have at least 5. I'm thinking going into camp. I mean, going into the season, I would think at least 5, maybe 6. I don't know what we had last year. Again, if I get time, I'll break it down. I'll be on again probably later on tonight, probably 8 or 9 o'clock. If I can make it. Again, I'm not promising anything, but if I do, I will break that down of, you know, position, how many we kept last year, how many we kept the year before, and if it's not tonight, it'll be tomorrow. So, you know, hit them noties, stay tuned. But overall, I think it's a decent signing. You know, it's not no big wow splash signing, but it's a guy that if he just comes in, keeps his head down, you know, works his ass off, he has a chance to make the roster. And obviously, he did just that, right? He was invited to rookie minicamp. He came in the last 3 days and, you know, did enough that they said, hey, let's bring this guy in and see what he does in camp. So that's already a start, right? That's already a start when you got guys like Eichenberg. That I just don't know if he fits what Pete Carroll wants to do as a linebacker. You have a Landon that's going to be that run stopper on third down, on first down, on second down. Unless somebody takes that job, that's his job, in my opinion. I think he wears the C on his chest. But then after that, you know, who's that guy that replaces him, gives him a breather? Who's that Sam and Will linebacker? Are they going to rotate, you know, every single down? Do we have enough depth at linebacker to rotate every single down? Those are all huge questions. So I think this kid has a chance, you know, in a very, very mediocre, yes, I'm going to say it, mediocre linebacker room, because there's guys that can be special, but right now just ain't. Piano Man, I don't think it's because you're a Chargers fan. It's about you spamming the comments. What's up, Jeffrey? Appreciate you pulling up. I don't know what it is. I don't know what other Raider content problem is, but I can't speak for anybody else. All I can say is, again, you're welcome in my chat, man, as long as we ain't throwing attacks at people. That's all I ask, right? Don't come in and attack other people. You can talk shit about people, tell them they're wrong. Just no personal attacks. Don't talk about their mama, you know, their grandmas, their wives, shit like that. Other than that, man, shit, we always straight on this channel. But fuck, I'm gonna get off here, man. I'm gonna come back on tonight. I just wanted to pull up, talk a little shit. Try to get my name out there, get some more people to see this channel. Obviously didn't work too good, but man, I appreciate all y'all rocking with me. Again, hit the notifications so you'll be notified when we go live. I'm not sure if it's tonight or tomorrow around this time again, but we will figure it out. So any more questions before I get off? If y'all got questions, let me know. I will greatly answer them. If not, shit, I'm gonna dip. My guy Chef Raiders. Also, if I didn't mention his name, bro, Jeremy James out of Ole Miss was my 5th guy. I almost got off without giving you all 5 of my guys. So I have 4 cats. I gave you the 4 cats, guys to watch on this roster. The 5th guy is Jeremy James, tackle out of Ole Miss. The dude is a big dude. 6'4", 6'5", I believe. Over 320. He played both guard positions. He was a tackle. I think he would be a solid, nasty ass guard. He has damn good footwork. He plays, till the whistle. He can get to the next level. He can pull. He can do all that shit. So watch out for my man, Jeremy James. I think this kid also has a shot. As always, much love. Raiders.